And we're back.
何なんだこの気分は。かわいそう。俺にもそんな感情が。俺にもまだそんな感情が生まれる未来が。他の奴らとは違う。この俺にも。
ですからあの子がそんなことするはずがありません。
残念ですが、本人はゆうやくんは相手の子を傷つけようと思ってハサミ。
わざとやったとおっしゃるんですか？
私たちが駆けつけた時、彼は血だらけになった自分の手を見て笑っていました。
His bloodied hand, so he already did it, but... brandished a pair of scissors with the intent to harm another child. Wouldn't that mean he didn't do it yet? Oh well.
とにかくこちらではもう対応しかねます。お引き取りください。
待ってください。
なんだ、あいつの目潰れなかったのか。
No, that's unfortunate.
俺は幼い頃から命に思いやりを持ったり他人の心を感じたりする方法がわからなかった。次第に親たちはあくまでも見るような目で俺を疎んじるようになり、兄と姉ばかりに愛情を注ぎ始めた。成績優秀で人格者の兄と姉ばかり。さすが周りが揃って認める人格者は違うと思ったよ。親でさえ諦めた俺を兄と姉だけは接し続けていたんだ。特に兄貴はその吐き気がするほどの優等生ぶりを振りかざし、熱心に俺をいい弟にしようとした。あいつは兄の立場を利用して俺に命令し、俺にしつこく付きまとった。そうだ。小学生の頃、俺は一度だけ本気で兄にぶつかったことがあったんだ。
なんてことしてるんだ。ヒューヤ、何を燃やしたんだ。
何って動物だよ。ああ、匂うから怒ってんのか。しょうがないじゃん。今殺したばかりでまだ血が残って。いって。何すんだよ、バカに。
I honestly had no idea why he'd struck me, but this was the first time I'd ever been on the receiving end of violence, and I was pissed. I tried to jump him, but he was just too big. I didn't stand a chance.
どうして命を大切にしない。どうしてこんなこと。殺すなんて。なぜこんなことするんだ、ユウヤ。
うるせえ。俺が拾ってきたんだ。切り殺そうが何しようが俺の勝手だろ。
I couldn't believe the asshole actually threw a punch at me. I was determined to hit him back. I wasn't going to give up until I succeeded. Unfortunately, his size really was an insurmountable obstacle for me. My attempts to fight back was cut short by another, much harder blow to the same cheek.
黙れ。
That was twice now. I was so going to make him pay. I swore I'd injure him. My punch was going to connect. If I couldn't hit him in the head, any other part of his body would do just as well.
くそ。先に生まれただけで偉そうにしやがって。俺がもっとでかければ。
Funny because when he gets older, he's a complete tank.
そういう問題じゃないだろう。成長しろ、ユウヤ。本当に頭の悪い男でなければいずれ理解できるはずだ。 今ある体格差や年の差はすぐに何の意味もなくなる。大事なのは心の成長なんだ。他人の痛みが分かる人間になってくれ。
I could have sworn I saw tears welling up in his eyes. What was that all? The hell was that all about? He just beat me up, and here he was looking sad.
俺は兄貴とは違う。
違わない。お前は俺の弟だ。ずっとお前は俺の弟だ。それは一生変わらない。
Ugh, I can still remember what a disgustingly sentimental look he was giving me when he said that.
死ねよ、死ね死ね死ね。兄貴なんか殺してやる。何すんだよ。
ゆうや、やめなさい。
話せ話せよ。待てよバカに。
いいか、大事なのは心の成長だ。
偽善者がって思いっきりぶん殴りやがって。
ゆうや、大丈夫？頭打たなかった？
ほっとけよ。
今はまだわからなくても、きっとあんたが大人になれば理解できるから。
俺のことを理解できないのは姉貴たちの方だろ。なんで俺が一番下なんだよ。下の兄弟が欲しい。俺ならもっと理解して絶対に可愛がってやるのに。
You'd also kick the piss out of one, wouldn't you?
兄さんも私もあんたが大好きよ。
はあ？
私たちは分かってるから、あんたが本当は優しい子だってこと。この子のお墓作ってあげようね、ゆうや。
そんなんゴミ箱に捨てりゃいいだろ。
ゆうや、あんたこのままじゃ一生一人ぼっちになっちゃうよ。
My sister grabbed me by both my shoulders and looked me right in the eyes when she said this. But I didn't care about a word she was saying. I just pushed her away.
俺のことが好きだから俺のことを分かったふりをするな、この嘘つき女。
ゆうや、嘘って。
俺は誰も信じない。誰にも負けない。俺に嘘をつくやつは許さない。絶対だ。
そうだった。この頃からだ。人間の本当の気持ちを。そう、正直な反応を見るにはどうすべきか考えるようになったのは、周りの連中を理解できない俺のことを理解してくれる者などいない。処世術を得た俺は目立たず毎日を過ごすため、常にそういう自分を演じるようになっていた。つまらない話に興味を持ったかのように笑い、同情したふりを装い、傷ついた顔を作ってやった。偽りの仮面に気づかず笑顔で言い寄ってくるクラスメイトたち。奴らは全部嘘っぱちだ。本質も見えていないくせに上辺だけで人を分かったようなふりをする。俺の簡単な演技に騙される。頭の軽くて愚かな蔑視すべき存在。兄貴たちと同じだ。俺に嘘をつく許されざる存在だから試したいと思っていたんだ。他人を本当に理解することができる方法。俺気づかなかったろう。 俺はずっとお前らを殺したいと思ってたって。死に際に立つ人間は正直だ。動物どもと同じ。みんな正面からこちらに向き合って本物の会話をしてくれた。一部を除いては。いい返事だ。それでいいんだ。もっと見せてみろよ、お前の裸の感情を。そうだ。
お前のためなんかに。
悲鳴も命乞いも噛み殺して絶命したやつがいたんだった。なんだそりゃ、抵抗のつもりか？この時のなんと満たされなかったことか。もっと理解し合おうぜ。この空間に来て俺でも少しは変われるのかとの期待も少しはあった。だが人を殺めた後ですら俺に人間らしい感情は湧かなかった。
ゆうや、命は平等なんだ。
命は平等？ああ、確かに平等だったさ。殺す時は同じだったよ。人間も動物も虫けらも。でもまあ殺す感触は同じでも、さすがに人を殺めてしまった罪はもう引き返せないか。後悔はなかったが、もう自分には欲しい未来すら浮かばなかった。なんだ今のは。今俺は誰かを哀れんで。
お腹パンパン。
そう、この感覚だ。この俺が相手を哀れんでいる。そんなに震えて大丈夫かい？
おトイレに。
なんでここまで我慢を？
さっきお兄ちゃんとはぐれちゃって。
そのはぐれたお兄ちゃんに言わなかったのかい？
だってずっとおトイレはどこも使えなくて、あとおトイレ以外のところでしたって。お兄ちゃんに思われたくなかった
から献身的な妹。そうだ、これだ。自分より弱い存在守ってあげなきゃ。これだよ、これだ。俺が欲しかったのは。
どうかしたんですか、キザミさん。
この俺が哀れと感じたこのことならまだ未来はあるんじゃないか。そうだ、哀れむ感情があるならまだ罪を許される要素があるはずだ。この子と暮らせれば。そうするか。俺と暮らすか。
私 ぱり一人でお兄ちゃん探します。
一人で？どうして？ようやく見つけたのに。どうしてこいつも俺から離れていくんだ。ラン！ラビットラン！
へへ。
ダメだ。一緒に行こう。ほら、兄さんの言うことを聞かないからだよ。言うか。
I've been screaming and crying so much that my throat was now bone dry. I couldn't manage any more than a whimper. My throat was actually in a lot of pain. It burned like someone had cut it wide open. Kizami had raised the knife as if he were about to kill me, but for some reason he just froze like that. And all I could do was lie there, struggling to breathe. Aside from his heavy panting, I could only hear the sound of my own chattering teeth. I breathed in as deeply as I could, then mustered every last bit of strength I had. I wanted to call out with all my might. I wanted to call for help. Good try. No good. The sentiment was there, but the words couldn't possibly have been heard by anyone else except the person I didn't want to hear them. My strained screams seemed to snap Kizami out of his trance. He brought the tip of his knife down onto my cheek, but it didn't break the skin. He was looking down at me with blank, empty eyes. It was like he'd just woken up from a really long dream. I was absolutely certain about that. He may not have found me yet, but I knew he was looking. He was worried and looking all over for me. It was only a matter of time. Oni-chan is my prince after all, and the prince always comes to rescue his princess.
来るわけないだろう。君のお兄ちゃんはここにいるんだから。うるさい。
My struggle to get out the words came to an abrupt end as Kizami's hand pressed down hard on my face, covering my nose and mouth and suffocating me. For all the pain and fear I was feeling, I knew I had a chance to fight back, so I opened my mouth and bit down hard on his palm. I must have bitten even harder than I thought. I could taste his blood. It was warm and minerally and slid down my parched throat, easing a little bit of the pain and dryness. I just kept shouting. I didn't care if these were the last words I ever said. I had no regrets, I just wanted to cry out.
ねえ来ねえ来ねえ兄貴なんか来ねえ
Okay then. It all happened in an instant. Kizami just grabbed his head in both hands and let out a cry of pain that didn't even sound human.
なんだこれは何なんだよこの声は俺は妹が欲しかったのか俺は妹が欲しかったんだ俺より弱い存在そうだ俺を必要とする存在妹という存在を本当に欲していたのかそうだ妹がいれば俺は変われた痛い頭が
He grabbed his head again and began stumbling around. He looked like he was in real pain. There were even tears in his eyes.
くそ何を気づかせたい今さら俺に理由などいらないここに来てからの俺は俺だけのために全てを踏みつけてきたそれは誇りですらある
大丈夫ですか？頭痛いの。床のポケットに
Yuka, what are you even doing?
お薬が入ってます。
Yeah, let's help the murderer. That's a good idea.
出して飲んでいいです。
Well, your niceness seems to be working.
なんでこうなったんだ妹がいれば俺も兄貴みたいになれたんだそうだ弟のために泣くようなバカ兄みたいに
You know, Yoshikazu, I know you're trying to help here, but Kizami was just about to be a good guy. So, you know, you get an A for effort, but that was not necessary. He fell to his knees and just stayed like that, not moving, maybe not even breathing. After another unnerving yell, the huge man with the hammer just stood there, staring at me. He had blood splattered all over him. Somehow, though, I got the impression he wasn't going to attack me.
助けてくれたの？
He reached one hand toward me, slowly and gently. Though it may have been a little too slowly, he moved like a zombie, as if I were watching a TV show in slow motion.
どうしたの？
It almost seemed like he was afraid to me, but I was just a little girl tied to a table. What could he possibly think I'd do to him?
他に誰かいるの？
He didn't answer. I wasn't even sure he'd heard the question. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking past me.
教えて、何があるの？
殺しなさい。
And look how upset he looks, the poor guy. His mournful yell echoed throughout the room. My arms and legs suddenly went slack. It felt like I could move them now. Thanks, bro. Slowly, I opened my eyes and confirmed that this enormous man had just smashed apart the dry knots that were holding my hands and feet in place. I knew I didn't have much time. I tried my hardest to wake up my sleeping hands and feet and shake the broken, splintered ropes from my wrists and ankles.
殺せ。
So in the first game, you could just kind of stand there, and then Yoshikazu gets there. So let's run for the door. After brushing the last piece of rope off my body, I leaped to the ground and began searching the room for the best escape route. The huge man may have freed me from my ropes, but I was clearly still in danger.
手足がしびれてうまく動かせない。
There were still big indented rope burns on my wrists and ankles, limiting my blood circulation. I wouldn't be moving comfortably for a while yet. The back door of the classroom was wide open. The back door! The science lab didn't have a back door, but you know what, let's go with it. It seemed broken, actually. It looked like the huge man must have busted it in with his hammer when he came attacking. I decided to make a break for it. First, I tried sidestepping past them, doing everything I could to tread lightly and keep my arms outstretched so the blood would flow to them again. But then, I heard the floor creak behind me. I was too late. There was nowhere left to run. The giant hammer struck my right arm, instantly fracturing it severely. The spray of blood from the impact even got in my eyes. The huge man raised his hammer in the air again. He swung with perfect precision and I was down, but he wasn't stopping. Both my arms and legs had been completely destroyed. They looked like giant swatted bugs on the desk, just a mess of bloody chunks. The last swing hit so hard that it broke the whole desk behind me, and I found myself rolling painfully onto the ground. When I hit, there was less of a thud and more of a plop. Bits of my arms and legs went flying everywhere. And then I realized that wasn't just bits. What was left of my extremities was so damaged that it all literally just snapped off my body. No, this had to be a nightmare. It couldn't be real, could it? I was really like a swatted bug. I looked and felt apart completely. I didn't want to give up, even though I knew I was doomed. I tried to roll myself toward the door, but that went about as well as you might expect. What a monster! Like, normal human beings, I feel, would be unconscious at this point, but then there's little Yuka here who's just like, you know, I gotta get out of here and find Oni-chan, see ya. My head was stuck on something, and waves of pain were shooting through my entire torso. I wasn't going to last much longer. I could see the hammer coming down onto my head. And then, for a split second, I could see in two opposite directions at once as my skull cracked down the middle like a watermelon. Yay! Wrong end. We haven't seen those in a while. Wrong end won because that's the only choice we had so far. I think. Yeah, that was the only choice we had so far. My arms and legs were still so numb that I couldn't trust myself to get out of the room safely. I had to think of something else. I had to buy some time. It seemed like the little girl was pulling the huge man's strings, and he didn't really want to hurt me, so maybe I could reason with him?
何をしている？殺せ！どうしたの？
He suddenly doubled over and began clawing at his throat, seemingly in a great deal of pain. Reasoning with him really wasn't going to work. He was too unstable, and if it came down to me or the little girl, I was pretty sure I wouldn't win.
今なら逃げられるかも。
Alright, so looking at pretty much anything here gives you 30% darkening, which I would rather not have, so I'm not going to look at any of the useless stuff. There's a bottle on the ground filled with a transparent liquid. Take it? Take it.
何が入ってるんだろう。水じゃないよね。
Acquired hydrochloric acid.
いつまでそうしているつもりだ。殺せ。
Instinctively, I threw the glass bottle at the huge man with the hammer. Yeah, because that's gonna stop him. A little bit of acid. He was engulfed in flames, and he was still trucking. He flinched and stumbled backwards. Okay, so it worked. His hammer was still raised, however, and smashed into one of the light bulbs in the ceiling, shattering it.
暗い。でも今なら逃げられるかも。
The feeling had begun returning to my legs, so I wasted no time. Habitually yelling "excuse me" as I left, I darted through the dark lab using what I remembered of the layout to avoid obstacles and reach the door.
O 前、わざとか？このクズ！二度とご褒美してやらないぞ。
Poor Yoshikazu. Like, I think in the first game when he runs out of the infirmary and kills Kizami, he was actually supposed to go for Yuka, because Sachiko doesn't seem to like Yuka too much, but he decided to go for Kizami instead. Because, I mean, why would Sachiko want him to go kill Kizami? This time, too, I think he just did this on his own. Because, like, why would Sachiko want to kill Kizami? Because he's pretty useful to her goal of killing everyone.
早く追いかけろ。あの小娘何度目だ。お守りの切れ端を持っているのか。運命が定着していない。
どこか隠れられるところを探さなきゃ。
I could hear the sounds of someone else running just a short distance in front of me. I couldn't make out who it was with any certainty, but I did briefly catch a glimpse of a figure retreating into the darkness, and it looked like...
お兄ちゃん。今のお兄ちゃんだったよね。
I took off in pursuit. If that was Oni-chan, then I just had to catch up to him.
お兄ちゃん。
He mustn't have heard me. His pace never slowed, and I saw him disappear around a corner.
行っちゃった。早く追いかけなきゃ。お兄ちゃん。お兄ちゃん。
And that's all for this time. Thank you for watching.